Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 504 10th Street here in Lake Oswego. We're located inside the home. We pull the toilet. We're in the bathroom, pull the toilet. We're going through a 3-inch ABS flange here. I insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. I have looked in the crawl space. I believe that this transitions over to 4-inch cast iron. Anyway, we do have water running. Here we go. Transitioning here over to concrete pipe. Appears to be 6-inch concrete. So we do have some roots that have come through here. Looks like they come through both sides of the pipe. I pull back through. You can see those roots on the left side as well. But our best view is right here. We go. There's a nice root strand right there. Anyway, on the way out, we'll get that marked for repair. It's currently not affecting the flow. We have some more roots right here too, some minor ones coming through. That's just the cobweb dangling from that joint. And this looks like we may have reached the terminus, or the Y connection, or something of that nature. I want to do the locates real quick just to see where this is at. Yeah, located this spot. It's in the front yard. The line looks like it's coming out the front. It's coming out the front of the house, but the left side of the front of the home. Anyway, we're out in the yard. I put a white Y marking down on the ground. I would recommend looking into this. I'm not sure if this is some kind of party connection or if this is where the line terminates. And we've got a main and an easement on the property. Definitely want to look into that and find out what it is exactly. We're gonna try and push beyond this point here and see how far we can get. This is gonna be kind of a hard turn here, so we'll see how far the camera will let us go. And this here at 60 feet, this looks like a main lateral connection here. So I'm going to do locates and find out where this spot is at too. Alright, located the camera head. It looks like the line hits some kind of main lateral using an easement. It heads over to the left side of the property. If you're looking at the home from the front of the house from the street, line comes out, the left portion of the house appears and then heads over and terminates at a line running up and down the property line on the left side of the property. And there's a manhole out in the street that coincides with it, so there's some kind of easement here. And this is as far out as I'm going to be able to get to. From this point, this is generally where the city takes responsibility anyhow. But when in a situation like this where it looks like you have an easement, I would definitely contact the city and just make sure you understand the stipulations of a setup like this, how your responsibility of the line is split up and everything like that. So, and our pipe should be all drained out now. So it looks like right here we do have this joint right in front of the camera. There's a lot of that brown there at the joint. It looks like we've got some dirt that's come through there. And on the other side as well, it looks like. The line is still functioning, but it's getting old. You've got roots in a few different spots. I'm also concerned about the amount of aggregate rock we're seeing here. If you looked out in the flow line area, how rough that concrete is, there's a lot of rock showing through, which means the pipe is showing a lot of wear. And eventually that concrete will actually wear out completely and become brittle and break away and let roots punch right through the sidewall. Yeah, I turned on the kitchen sink and I want to see where the water comes flowing through. It's possible that's a second line coming out from the house and this is where they join together. I'm trying to run stuff on the opposite side of the house that we're on right now. The bathroom that I'm in is in the front left corner of the home. Alright, I was pausing the camera because it was taking so long there. So, anyway, it just started coming by here, so it does look like that is a line from the kitchen area going out and tying in right here. Alrighty, so anyway, we've now confirmed that the left and right side of the house, it appears, have two different lines, and then they converge right here. This line that's tying in there from the kitchen sink, that's what we had running that came down this pipe that we're wiring onto here. I don't know, there's probably not a clean out for that one either. I think on the way out here I didn't see any tie-in for a clean out, so most likely it's not going to be necessarily an easy line to gain access to. But there's probably around 35 or 40 feet or so of sewer line. I'm guesstimating here that is extending from the kitchen area out to where this ties in. This is 36 feet out from the left side of the house, which is almost dead straight out, and for the kitchen it may even be longer than that. it might be like 50 feet, but we have two separate lines. So as far as the condition of the line goes, the line is draining out quite nicely. It has proper slope and grade throughout. My concern though is there's roots, and I always recommend repairing roots. In this circumstance, all the roots right now are very, very small, not affecting the flow. But they're roots nonetheless. They generally grow and get worse and can ball up and block up the sewer lines as well as break the concrete apart. So you have the roots as well as some kind of rough condition pipe here. I would recommend doing a pipe liner at some point. It doesn't necessarily need to be done right now. The line's still functioning, but it's getting very close to the end of the concrete's design life, and it's going to need an update at some point. The nice part is you could do a pipe liner and not have to dig the whole line up, and that you can just line the old concrete pipe, and you have a new sewer line. The only part you may have to deal with is the Y connection there. Might have to do some digging there to connect the lines together or something like that. But anyway, I would recommend doing an update at some point. It's not in dire need of a replacement right now, but at some point here, relatively soon, the next probably 3 to 5 years, I would guesstimate, the line's going to start deteriorating. You can see the aggregate rock that's showing through there. You're seeing almost entire rock show through. The line is starting to thin out quite a bit. But all the roots are pretty dinky like this little guy here, none of which are affecting the flow currently. Which is why this is kind of a tricky sewer line. It's still functioning, but it's getting close to needing a repair done to it or a replacement, just because of the pipe is getting old. Anyway, that would be my recommendation, is doing an update at some point here in the next, I wouldn't wait a whole lot longer than, maybe 1 or 2 years, but it's, with the amount of aggregate rock that's showing through, we have some minor roots coming through currently. And if when I located the line at that Y connection, it was only about like 1 foot 6 inches deep. It's a very shallow sewer line, which puts it within range of a lot of roots. When the line gets that shallow, it's very easy for roots and stuff to get to it. So as the line continues to age and deteriorate, it's going to make it easier and easier for roots to get into the sewer line. So anyway, I would recommend doing a full update or pipe liner. I would weigh the cost difference between trenching and doing a pipe liner. But at this time, we have good flow to the terminus. The concrete pipe is in, I would call it fair to brittle condition. It's still functioning properly, but it's getting close to the end of its lifespan. So line is functioning properly at this time. We're going to have to try and figure out if there's a way to scope the line that's coming out from the right side of the house.